All right. Welcome, episode 2. Too much tests. Big tests on this side. Maxi T on the East Coast. How you doing?
How we doing, folks?
End of the week. It's a Friday night. We're doing this one Friday night. You know, once again, you'll have a little post-mortem on the NFL, but, just live with it. Quick recap. We want to thank everyone. Huge response. Tons of viewers. A bunch of subscribers on YouTube. Max will give you that rap about how to subscribe. We hopefully worked out some tech. You notice anything different over here, Max? Huh?
Hey, a little new background, huh, there, big guy?
New studio, man.
All right,
New studio. Sounds
great.
Yeah, that was a critique. My sound was a little bit low last time, so hopefully we're not low this time. Hopefully we're not low. We're working on it. And just help us out. But thanks for everyone. Max has added some tech. We're going to have chapters on the YouTube for all you NFL sports scrubbers or people that, can't talk about, what's the best sauce, what's the best sandwich, You could scrub forward. You can look at chapters. I'm hoping that you don't.
Listen, we're here for you guys.
We're here for you,
the listeners.
We could be arrogant podcasters and say, you hold on. You wait for everything. That's what you get. But, that's what we're going to get. I know you had a rough week. How was your week? You got a little winter blues? You got a cocktail?
Winter blues are fine. Works slow, knock on wood. But we do have a little cocktail here. We're drinking a little screwball.
Nice.
Peanut butter whiskey. You can't beat it in the
I'm
winter.
going water. I'm going water. I'm going to go with a dry all the way to February 9th to I hit Vegas with my boys. So that's going to make it so bittersweet. But I do like a good winter cocktail. There's some good ones out there. This is a rare dry January. I've never had a dry January, and everyone knows I don't need a dry January. This is just a little emotional support, a little reset, and a little self-discipline. It's good for you. Pain is good, right? Nietzsche says, "Whatever does not kill you only makes you stronger." So
getting deep here, first 2 minutes. I love it. This is for the listeners. Remember, everything's for you guys.
My college transcript does not accurately reflect the level of my academia. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, winter cocktails. I'm hooked on hot toddies lately. I can't. We're not going to rank these things. We're going to talk about. I'm hooked on them. They're so good. It's ridiculous. If we did rank winter cocktails, you couldn't even put it on there. They're so good. But yeah, there's a whole different. I think, at least, I don't know, my generation. How about you? There's a whole different, I think, menu of drinks that you drink in the winter versus summer. You on board with that?
I agree. I'm gonna say dark liquor is for the winter, strictly because when that first sip goes down, you can feel it warm in your body as it's going down to the stomach.
It's true.
It's a warming sensation. And anyone that knows me knows my drink of choice is JMO Gingers. Any season that the JMO Gingers hit, and I'll give a shout out to my guy Zach Hughes. He gave me my first taste of the JMO Ginger at the Horseshoe in Saratoga mid-track season, and boy, have I never looked back.
They are good. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah,
can't go wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of good winter cocktails. You have Manhattans, you have Old Fashions, espresso martinis. Your boy across the street at the Bostonian, what's his name? Patty from Tralee, Ireland. My favorite course in Ireland. He makes an espresso martini, and he takes the Baileys out, and he puts Guinness in, and it adds such a creaminess and texture that it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, you definitely can drink 1,000 of those things, but
it's a veteran substitute, is what it is.
Yeah, the guy knows what he's talking about. He's a pro. He's a pro.
Absolutely.
What I want to know, I'm telling you, if I didn't have a case of Aj, as you get older, you do get a little reflux. I think screwdrivers should come back as a winter drink. You're getting vitamin C. You're getting, it's good, but I don't know. They're gone.
Screwdriver. That's a great choice.
It's like a circa 1973 drink, but they're good. I can't think of any of the good, really good winter cocktails. And that's not the gist of this. Is to list every great winter cocktail. Just what the ones I like to drink or you like to drink. So
just want to throw a little feeler out there.
Yeah. Listen, it's to get the audience thinking. So while they're listening, like, oh, geez, I wish he mentioned, a grasshopper or a sidecar. But they are good. Yep. A good winter cocktail is good. So I'm going to Florida with the beautiful Mrs. Test next week. I'll let you segue into this because your boy Garrett, our boy Garrett, put something in my head, and I got a little anxiety. I have a little anxiety brewing right here relative to
this is just a pure human thought, and it's definitely for all you Curb Your Enthusiasm lovers out there. This is right up LD's alley. Garrett Ryan, friend of the pod, absolute goat, G-man, texted me and said, "Listen, you got to talk about beach courtesy and spacing. So when you get on the beach, what's the right distance to set up your shop when you get on the beach, empty or full?" We'll talk about both.
First of all, I love Garrett, but I have to hate him because when he said that to us just in jest because he was away on vacation, it's caused like inner anxiety for me already because I don't even know like why, but it did. I think the beach spacing should have like sections. Your family section, your read a book section, obviously your loud friend section. And I got some friends that are so loud that I don't even know if they could go to the beach. Seriously, there's like 100 restaurants in the world that I can't go to with some of my friends, and they know who I'm talking about. I think spacing's got to be 8-10 feet. I like a zigzag pattern, I guess like a checkerboard. That's what I'm looking for. A checkerboard, right? You're here. Someone else is 3 feet forward, 8 feet left. Next one, 3 feet back, 8 feet right or left, right. Like a checkerboard. Then as capacity comes, then you got to fill it in, right? I don't even know if I should listen to your beach spacing. You were the worst. Having like a big kid, strong kid, take you and Barnes to the beach. I'd come down and find you. You'd be like 15 feet from the stairs. We're like, what are you talking about? Oh, this is as far as I can go, Dad. No, dude. Pack it up. And
listen, when you take a huge cooler and all the beach things, all right, you got it all on your shoulders. When you're carrying the majority of the stuff, the goods, I got the goods in my hand. I'm in control. I got a little power. I'm a little power. Control. So when I hear from the back of my head, "Hey, keep going down the line," I'm just like, I just want to post up right here. The first, you know what it's like? It's like trying to find street parking. The first quick one you see, you just slide right in there. Drop the cooler down.
That's a good analogy. It's a good analogy.
Establish dominance.
But it's bad. You do have to put some thought in. You gotta have reconnaissance. You gotta look because getting stuck to like the worst beach people ever. I remember a time. I hate to really share like a family story. We went to Skakit Beach and we got stuck next to like this Romanian, like, Eastern European like family, right? And they were like banging like the worst music ever. But after like 30 minutes, we're all like, hey, I think like the top DJ in Budapest might be pretty good, right? It got us through like the day. But yeah, being next to like some bad people is the worst. I love seriously when you see like the guy, like the worst dude you ever saw, like trying to like, post in, sneaker in with like his wife, who's like usually horrible and has horrible kids, like next to like the group of like good looking women in bikinis, right? It's like the most obvious, gross, like, I don't even know, just disgusting thing ever. They just sit there. It's like, dude, don't sit there. Let like some cool teenage guy sit there, like, where they have a chance to like socialize. Don't take up the space. Don't mess up the checkerboard. Move on. But
Garrett did mention that he was on an empty beach in Florida, and this couple / family, whoever it may be, came up and sat right next to him on an empty beach. That right there, I mean, here's what I got to say to that. Have some feel. You know what I mean?
It's horrible.
If anyone out there knows that term, you got to have feel. You got to have awareness of your surroundings. Why would you go next to someone like that when you got the
There's
whole
a million
beach
people
yourself?
with no awareness.
Now, would you say? Would you say someone posts up right next to you on an empty beach when you don't like it? Do you have the balls to get up and move over to the left, farther away? Would you do it?
I think not only do you do it, I think you grumble about it. I think you make body language and gestures to let them know. It's the only way they're learning. You're as I won't mention the person, but you're doing them a favor. It's like you're doing them a favor. You're helping them to assimilate into society, so it doesn't happen to someone else again. Oh, jeez, it's horrible.
Listen, great job, Garrett. Unbelievable topic. Shout out.
All right, you're running our schedule here. What do you think? Where are we going from here? I have your list. I have your outline. So where are we going from here?
All right. First, our too much test segment of rank.
All right, we're going to give people.
And
we told people we're going to get one rank episode. Our podcast is not going to be about. We're not going to rank the entire world. We're not going to be like Consumer Reports ranking the best cordless vacuum. All right, what are we ranking this week?
Just choose a couple. We'll choose a couple popular items, and we'll give our take on 4.
What are we ranking this week?
So today's rankum is types of sandwiches, and we've chosen a pretty good 4. It hits a wide variety of sandwiches. So the 4 that we're ranking is Italian mix, pastrami, Philly cheese, and a turkey club.
My boys are going to like this because in the feedback there in the week, they were chirping up some sandwich rankings. So, okay. And I like it. I like that I'm taken a little bit by surprise by it. I knew some of the subject matters. So we going 4-1?
4-1. All right. Big tuna. Let's hear your number 4.
Leading off. Okay, so we got hot pastrami, Philly cheese, turkey club, Italian mixed. Okay, so my 4th. I can't disrespect the Philly cheese, but there's some bad Philly cheesesteaks out there. So I'm going to make the assumption that's middle of the road and above. I'm going to shock the world with this one, and I'm throwing pastrami as number 4. Pastrami is number 4, because if I'm hankering for some pastrami, I'm normally going in a Reuben direction. So I'm going to go number 4 on my list, pastrami.
I'm going to have to agree there. I'm going to go. For a period of time, I loved pastrami. It'd be in the fridge all the time. I'd be hammering pounds of that. And I'm going to have to say my take on this is you got to kind of be in a mood for pastrami. Like a hot pastrami sandwich with a little mustard. Don't get me wrong, very good. But I feel like it's more of I'm in the mood for a pastrami.
Yeah.
That's my take.
I kind of see that. I'm actually one of those guys that's always in the mood for a pastrami sandwich, but that's just who I am. So, all right. So listen, we agree on number 4. So my number 3 from here, I'm going to go Turkey Club. Turkey Club.
Okay.
Right? Turkey Club is hard to mess up. They're so good, though. They're so classic. And you look a little bit sophisticato eating a Turkey Club. You got your toothpicks. You got a little fray on the top. It's associated with, normally like maybe a round of golf. I'm going Turkey Club. And one of the reasons is that my self-preservation, that's not even the right word, but I'm a heavy mayo guy. Hellman's only, of course. And I like to caulk my Turkey Club. So you really can't do that in public.
Big old slap.
You can't do that in public. You can't caulk a bite with some extra mayo in the Turkey Club because you're looking.
That's in the corners of your home.
That's something you do in private. You do that in private. That's so sure. Bad.
For
All
sure.
right, I'll wait for your 3.
All right, 3. 3, I got to go Philly cheese because just like you said, you got to be really close to Philly. Don't get me wrong. There are some good places that do a good Philly cheesesteak, but if you haven't had a Philly cheesesteak from Philly, I don't know. You're missing out, and it is the gold standard. It's the gold standard.
You are.
So,
that's nicely put. You are missing out.
Gold standard. So, I mean, if I were to walk over to Faneuil Hall here and give me a Philly cheesesteak, those guys do a great job. But, I don't know. I got to go Philly cheese 3. It is a classic, but there are 2 that are better, I'd say.
Yeah. All right. So, my number 2. There's only 2 left. It's, Italian mixed and I'm going to have to take Italian mix number 1. So my number 2 is
Philly cheese.
Philly cheese. Going to be number 2 is Philly cheese. And I'll get to why my number. I'll do it all at once. The reason why is that an Italian mix travels. It evades all time element. Okay. You get one that's like huge, and the really good ones are big, and you're normally not pounding the whole thing down. So if you're not sharing, which does happen, you're eating half and you're saving half for later, and it travels. It's not super temperature, and it gets better. It gets better.
Agreed.
It's like the time traveling sandwich of our list. It gets better. Okay, and the rest of them are not reheatable. The toast on the club goes stale. The Philly cheese is going to get mushy. The pastrami's that's it, because the Italian mix travels. That's what it is.
Best served cold.
And it gets better.
I agree.
You know, you're melding, you're layering flavors. So that's my number one is Italian mix. Number 2 is Philly cheese.
I gotta switch it up. I gotta go Italian mix 2. Just like you said, it's a classic. You can't go wrong with an Italian mix. Anywhere you go, just like a piece of pizza or a pizza, it's hard to fuck up an Italian mix. And you know the combination of everything, the pastrami or the salami, the pepperoni, the sharp provolone, whatever way deli wants to do it, it's going to be good. And number 1, I gotta lock in Turkey Club because
Classy.
I'd say the turkey bacon combo is an all-time combo. Those two belong together. I'm convinced of it. And just like you said, I'm just reminded of a nice summer day. You're coming off the course. If you shoot a 95 or a 70, whatever it is, that Turkey Club's going to be waiting there for you with some hot fries on there. I'm going to go Turkey Club 1. I got to lock it in.
If I ever shot a 75 and a Turkey Club would be number 1 because I would associate it. But yeah, it is great. Those are 4 really good sandwiches. I'm sure everyone's out there. You missed 1,000 of them, right? Listen, I was tossing them out to my friends. I wanted to throw chicken salad on there, and they wanted to come to my house and drag me by the back of a car or something. I'm like, I don't know how you could disrespect chicken salad, but much less a chicken salad wrap. I wouldn't even say that, but all right. So we ranked them. You got our email. TooMuchTest@gmail. Send us in some ideas.
Might be adding some voting buttons on who has the better.
Hey, listen.
Who has the better?
Feel free. Tell us who's got the better 4-1. So this, because we're talking about rank up, we thought about different things. This gets me to Dave Portnoy, our One Bite Pizza guy. Love the guy. Respect the guy. He is amazing. We've seen him up at the track a bunch of times. He's nice to people. He's the American dream. The guy started from nothing and has created an empire. Look at your sweatshirt you got on today, Barstool. Okay?
Barstool Golf.
Go to his website, brickwatches.com. I'm not pumping the guy. He's not sponsoring us, but read his story. I mean, this guy, it took him 10 years to launch this thing. So he is an amazing guy, and his One Bite is almost perfect. It's almost perfect. And if you watch One Bite, you've watched every one. But if you're a One Bite fan and you're a pizza fan and Italian, do you panic when you know he's going to get the Neapolitan style? Kills me. I don't know how you could possibly disregard any Neapolitan pizza.
He leaves it off the list, right?
He's like, well, it's a Neapolitan, so, it's not my thing. Everyone knows my thing. He perfectly describes it, and he gives you the disclaimer, okay? He gives you the disclaimer, but I don't know how, a guy that eats pizza sometimes 4 times a day has not taken a liking to the Neapolitan. I mean, pizza was invented here, okay, by, I'm looking at the name of the place. It's La Antica Pizzeria di Michele in Naples. It's the gold standard it's the beginning of Neapolitan pizzas, all right? You can even get it on Goldbelly shipped in. First of all, you're getting a pizza cooked in 90 seconds. I mean, what more instant gratification can you get than that? But I mean,
agreed.
He did a bunch of Long Island pizza places in a week, and they were all Neapolitan. And I've been to a few of them, and I was like, he might have to create a subcategory for it. But a guy, listen, agreed. I'm not saying that because he's not Italian, he's not an expert, but he's a guy from Swampscott. On top of it, he's from New England, which traditionally had the worst pizza ever. There were Greek pizzas made on screens. Bullshit. I had a pizza one time when I was going to school in Andover, a round pizza that they cut in squares. That tells you what the New England pizza criteria is. So, yeah,
that's
I don't
crazy.
understand it. I don't get it.
I agree.
And listen, all of his Tom Ranking ones are spot on. For the sheer fact that he calls New Haven the number 1 pizza place in the world, he's right on. My buddy
absolutely.
Andy went to the place in Raritan. I think it's called De Felices or something. He just went to the day. He's like 9-4 all day long. But that's the one thing I would love to be able to talk to him and find out what the story is. What does he like? They're light.
Yeah, I
they're
agree.
light. They're flavorful. There's fresh basil on there.
Neapolitan, for all the listeners out there, you definitely know you've had a Neapolitan. It's the hot temperature. Got to be like 800 to 1,000 degrees. Probably a wood-fired, coal-fired pie.
Small.
It's small. It's got San Marzano tomatoes, which is the best tomatoes. Usually some fresh mozzarella. Very fresh ingredients. And the way they make it, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat that a 90-second pizza. I mean, we out here in Boston, we do have a lot of good wood-fired, coal-fired pizza joints, and they're very good. It's a different style, and I'm considering the fact that his claim to fame is he likes bar pizza, which, don't get me wrong, a good bar pizza, great. Shout out Red Front back home in Troy. That's a good bar pizza. The Cobb,
cheese on bottom.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good cheese on bottom. It's a great category, but how do you leave out such a top tier way to make a pie?
How about the big lumping of football pizza? Oh, I can tell this is a football pizza. All right. I don't know what he means by football pizza. I think he's meaning traditional, heavier style pizza, which is amazing. Listen, we're not taking Portnoy on. He's the king. We love the guy. He's, but I think he would respect. We have questions. He might give us an answer. We'll be like, I get it. Maybe we give us an answer. We won't get it. So I don't know. But listen, he loved DeFazio's in Troy here. Okay.
Yeah.
And
he put him on the map.
That's a combo. That's a combo, like wood fired, done quick, but maybe a football pizza because it is kind of heavy. It's kind of like a bread. He talked about like a bread recipe. But listen, the guy is smart. So, and how about the love he gave to the hangover cake?
Oh, you can't get your hands on it anymore. It's like a diamond.
It is. They're getting like $10.50 a pop for a slice.
Oh, it's worth it. Anyone that's had it, it's well worth it. We might be gassing it up here in the show, but man, until you take a bite of that thing, especially after a lot of pie, wow, it hits a spot. But speaking of football pizza, we do have to do a little recap / preview of the NFL playoffs. It's kind of a good way to do it, is giving a little preview before. Then you guys are listening and you can hear our takes.
Let me put my glasses on to look at some point spreads here. Put my glasses on. Okay. Let's go.
While you're taking a look, we'll do a quick recap.
I got it.
The Wildcard weekend, Super Wildcard weekend, was a hell of a weekend. Every game, both Saturday games, both Sunday games, even the Monday game watching Brady lose was great. Little biased here in this household.
Sorry,
Soup. We got to talk about briefly the epic collapse of the Chargers, and from my point of view as a Chargers fan, it was
sad.
It was. I literally felt like someone ripped my soul out, and I was watching it with none other than my guy Brian Cox and JT Pittman, my boys, who I've watched countless New England Patriots wins with. So that was just tough. In a bar, there are a million TVs on. The Chargers turn the ball over, or they get 4 picks on Trevor Lawrence in the first half, 27 points off turnovers. Just a great job all around. And then in the second half, the offensive coordinator must have just lost his mind.
He got fired.
He did. 7 run plays in the second half for 7 yards combined.
Yeah, how about a little clock?
He ran a
how about a little clock management, bro? I mean, that's ridiculous.
It was.
But we got good games this week, man. I can't even talk about this Chargers game anymore. It's so sad.
I don't want to. I can't do it. Can't do it.
And you got Bills plus 5.5 at home against Cincy. I don't know if I would. I don't know. Joey Burrow could get it done. I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. The Bills have to.
That's a lot of points.
The Bills do not stop the run. That's the sad part. Listen, I love Joey Sice, but the whole world's got to be rooting for the Bills, even without all the things that happened. The storm. The shooting in the grocery store. Obviously, DeMar Hamlin. I don't know. They got to stop the run. I said that last week, so that's football 101. So 5.5 is a big number. How about
a lot of big numbers
9?
This weekend, shockingly.
How about the Jags get 9 at Arrowhead?
Jaguars coming into Arrowhead. They're plus 9. As much as I love the Jags run and respect their turnaround and win the division, Dougie Peterson coming in, taking over, just replacing Urban Meyer, probably one of the worst coaches maybe of all time in the NFL. Glorious college career, but geez, was that a bad year. But I think the Jags. I think their run is over. I don't know.
do too.
I think the Chiefs rested Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. They beat them 27-17 earlier in the year. The Chiefs did, and the last touchdown by the Jags to make it 17 points was a garbage time touchdown. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs here, and I think the total is pretty high. It's 53. I think it's going to go under.
Listen, I'm going to throw one more thing in then about Urban Meyer. He's also one of the more unlikable humans that ever walked the face of the earth. He's unlikable.
Yep.
He's just an unlikable person. All right, we're going to leave the Giants for last, but
Okay, so we'll hop into the Sunday night game. So it's going to be San Francisco 49ers hosting
Dallas Cowboys. It's a classic.
And
it's a throwback.
It is a classic. Two storied franchises, we'll say.
Yeah.
This is a rematch of last year's game where San Fran did come out on top 23-17. Little bit of a suspect ending there with the ref kind of putting the ball down. Remember, they didn't spot it correctly. Dak couldn't get the spike off. Still, they won that game. I don't know. On paper, I think the Cowboys match up very well if you're talking stars to stars, because the 49ers have the most stars probably in the league. But, Dallas lines up with them well, I think. CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Micah Parsons, Dak, when he's playing well, is a good matchup against anyone. I think the Niners come on top. I mean, I don't see any way that they lose. And this could be the biggest mush of all time here.
I think the Niners blow them out. I think the Niners win by like 15, 18 points. The Niners defense is so good. They're undefeated with McCaffrey. That's number one. Deebo Samuel is unbelievable. The guy plays with the greatest passion. I just saw a video of him in his house because he was not invited to New York to the NFL draft. Or maybe he chose to be home. I think he wasn't invited because he was the 36th pick in the draft. Go for that. Go for that one, fact checkers. Go for that one, okay? And he broke down crying. The guy is passionate, right? And when they lost last year, he was devastated. You see it when he runs. He runs so hard. And, he's a combo. He's obviously he's like a receiver and a running back. But when he gets in the open field, whew,
oh, yeah.
Good luck taking him down. I think that he's huge. Plus, I love the story of Brock, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Last guy picked in the draft, he's unflappable. He's unflappable. So I think they win big. I think Dak throws the ball all over the place. I think he's getting some turnovers. I think Zeke. Is freakishly overrated.
Pollard's probably a better running back.
Pollard's a better running back. And then we have game number 4, the Giants and the Eagles.
This is a good primetime game. It's a Saturday night. Hopefully you're out at a bar somewhere sitting on a couch. By the time you've listened to this, you know the result, but hey, it's going to be a good one. Anytime you get
Sunday, so in the afternoon. So hopefully people watch it and listen in the afternoon with their coffee or their lunch. Their turkey club.
They can hear our predictions. Predictions. Anytime you get a divisional rivalry in a playoff game, it's hard to beat. You always, your mind just thinks it's going to be a close game. With that being said, the Eagles are a 7.5 point favorite, which it does seem like a lot, especially with against a Giants team coming off a big win in Minnesota. They looked very good. A lot of people were questioning if Daniel Jones was the guy, like the franchise quarterback coming into this year. A playoff win, and the way he's played this season, I think he's the guy. For the Giants.
Boy gets paid. He wins. He wins this game. He gets paid. He gets paid.
I agree.
He gets paid. Deservedly so. He's the only quarterback. He ran for 78 yards and threw for over 300. No quarterback has ever done that in a playoff game.
Yeah, it's impressive. It really is. And I like him too. Poor Giants fans. We got a ton back home. All my boys out there that are G-Men fans, respect. I'm pulling for you. I hope they can upset the Birds, but it's going to be a tough one, especially if Jalen is fully healthy and running like he does, because that is going to be tough to stop. I think that's probably going to be the X factor in that game is, can you stop Jalen on the ground?
I want to put an over and under on, will the jail cell at Eagle Stadium be full? What's the over and under? What's capacity? Over. First of all, I don't know what capacity is, but let's fictitiously say capacity of the jail cell is 12 people. Okay, over 12, under 12. Over.
Hammer
the divisional
over.
game with the Giants, it's got to be over.
How about fights? How about fights in the crowd? Give me over under 10. Give me the over on fights in the crowd.
Oh my God.
Especially end game.
It's bad.
That's bad.
It's I don't even know if they could be enough security in that stadium. So, all right, we're scrubbing people. You and I could talk about the NFL all day. We could talk about
for the scrubbers.
Here comes the next one.
We're moving to the
next one. This is my own personal topic. I was driving the other day and I was thinking about. I was listening to some sports things. I was like, oh, people. It's so easy to gamble right now with all the DraftKings and Caesars, and kids have apps and stuff, and you could be like 15 years old and make a fake name and address, and be gambling all over the place. Brought me back to like the COVID thing, right? Because we're just coming out of it, right? So early COVID or early beginning stages of COVID, right? Or during COVID, gamblers must have been losing their mind. They had nothing, right? Nothing. They couldn't even bet on harness racing. Right, but then there was that coming out where you got the bubble in the NBA, right? But early on, right? So my topic that I've discussed, I'm calling it COVID degenerate behavior. Okay, right? People gambling on Korean baseball, throwing parlays on Korean baseball. Right? They had nothing else. They couldn't even gamble on a car show. We had the golf match, which people were drooling over. I forget, it was Dustin Johnson, and they played at Seminole and shorts and stuff. I would love to be able to track somehow, these betting sites, people just doing the most degenerate things, staying up to 4 a.m. to watch a game because they got a bet on Korean baseball. So I was just laughing about that because, it's just how my mind works, which brought me to
2020 was an interesting year, and full disclosure, I'm gonna have to throw myself into that boat. I may or may not have sprinkled some games, sprinkled some money on some Korean
That
baseball.
is bad.
Did I stay
that
up?
Is bad.
Did I stay
That's
up?
Bad.
Did I stay up and watch it? Hell no. It was more of a 11 o'clock p.m. We're browsing the site, little Korean baseball action, throw it in. You wake up, you go to work the next day. You're either up a couple bones or not, but. It was tough. It's a low point.
I even make fun of people that I knew that were like, hey, I was watching a Korean baseball game last night. They have cheerleaders. Oh, that's a nice addition. That's bad. Yep. I do want the email to light up with bad behaviors that you thought or you saw, right? During those coming out of COVID periods, right? Which made me think of the worst one, right? I saw this Instagram of some early on, I'll call it gentlemen's club, right? A dance club, an entertainment place. People go into strip clubs wearing a mask, watching people dance with a mask on, right? Oh my God. Drinking a beer, lifting up their mask to drink a beer. That's I'm thankful that I don't know anyone that even contemplated it, much less went, but I don't even know. I really want to hear people's feedback on
some dark days.
The darkest things they saw, the darkest things they knew of. Okay, this can't be all this candy canes and popcorn over here on this podcast. We do have to explore the dark side.
Hey, everyone lived through this here. The last couple of years of COVID's been crazy, and I got to give a shout out to my guy Ben Julian, avid listener. He was at Juniors. One of the first times they opened back up, and I'll never forget this. Juniors Bar in North Greenbush. Shout out Junies. They got a nice TV setup, and I'll never forget this. The only thing that they had on that was even close to being worthy of watching was a car show. So we were watching some dude trying to buy an old Mercedes at a car show, and we were just going back and forth shooting the shit you think he's gonna get it? Is he gonna get it?
Yeah,
50K.
Yeah.
Oh.
Town Tavern. I watched a hunting show one time.
It was bad.
I watched a hunting show. I watched a duck hunting show or something. Yeah, it was bad. So yeah. Well, we tried to keep this thing under 35, 40 minutes, topics were kind of all over the place tonight. It was a lot of fun again. We want people to please to keep listening. Shows would be great. Shows would be good. Shows would be spectacular. You're never going to get a bad show, though. But hit the subscribe button on YouTube. That way you don't have to, stalk anyone. So anytime we post anything new, it will just send you a little note. Boom.